Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, I'm going to be ranking all the 2022 TUR DFEs in case of how good they are at Red Zone. So basically, I'm only taking the 2022 DFE TURs. We've already done the 10 best LRs. I'm going to be excluding Easy A TURs for this list. And yeah, basically we're just going to see how good it goes. I'm going to try and remember them all by memory, so we'll see what happens. If I miss one, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, we're going to start with some of the basics here. So yeah, to cut a long story short, I think Gamma 1 is probably the best unit in the game. As a DFE TUR, I think he is probably the best. Overall, he's great, super strong defensively, incredibly powerful unit, gives support to his team, great leader skill. I don't really see any problem with him. Close, very, very, very close by. I think Gamma 2 is probably going to end up being here or here. He is a second slot unit. Obviously, the value of second slot units it mustn't be diminished too much, but his damage is insane. But he does lack a little bit of what makes Gamma 1 so special, which is the fact that he can sit in that first slot and be so useful. So yeah, I think that's obviously something a lot of players value, I myself included. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go. Then we come to probably what I would say is, maybe my, I want to say, up their choice as well, pretty much. I think the Android 17 and 18 are pretty good. They're going to lie somewhere in the middle. They have a little bit of a wonky leader skill. Future Saga is a bit of a strange team to run them on. Worldwide Chaos is also a little bit all over the place. But they were probably one of the first units where I think people went like, wow, these guys are crazy. Their delay skill's awesome for Red Zone. The key attack nullification is tremendous. And they can get such big damage so easily as well. Orb changing is really, really beautiful as a mechanic. So very, very happy with them overall, I think. Then we're going to come to two units that I think are probably... Yeah, they're probably a little bit, I almost want to say underrated or overrated. Depends on what angle you want to take and where you're looking at. But we have Cell, and then we also have the Goku Gohan. If I can find them here, which they should be somewhere. Quick scan, there we go, perfect. These guys, I think, are going to occupy a similar space, kind of. So here's the thing with Cell. He's, again, a little bit more of a second slot unit, but Cell is really, really good. I think his leader skill is maybe where he's let down a tiny bit. Is he better than the androids? I personally would say he is. Cell can devastate some events, and he can be really, really good. There is always a chance that he gets caught out by a super attack before he supers, but he's really, 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 really solid. DFE, TUR, Goku Gohan. This unit gets a lot of flack, but I love them. Leader skill is great. Goku's really good as a second slot unit, and then Gohan, I mean, wow. Gohan is just fantastic. So I like that. I like that a lot. And yeah, I'm definitely going to stick with that one. In terms of what I think, at least, the really, really, really good units are. Might change just now, but I mean, we'll take a look. Pan. So Pan is good, but Pan's a little bit limited for me in a couple reasons. So one, the way her whole spiel works is, essentially you need a Giru or a Trunks or a Goku on the rotation, which does help her, especially her active skill. Problem being is her link set just doesn't really work with that. Her leader skill is also a little bit okay. Pan herself is exceptional as a unit. I think GT Heroes as a whole just didn't get enough buffs for me as a team. Like, I think SS4s are good, I think Pan is good. I think if Trunks and Giru had been better as a unit, I would say she could definitely probably be up in the rankings. It's a lot's going to depend on the banner units. For example, Android 17 and 18 got Android 19 and 20, who pair really, really well as a support. This Perfect Cell didn't really get anyone. Like, Perfect Cell doesn't have anyone. This Transforming Cell doesn't have anyone to pair with, whereas these guys have the whole universe to pair with. So that's like, these guys get progressively better. You get guys like Super Saiyan Goku, the Carnival LR that links with these guys so well. Now them being a second slot unit for the first part of the game doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, it's things like that that are going to determine where some of these units lie. We're going to save this one for last. Raditz, I think, at the bottom. Raditz is aided by nothing. So Raditz, I think, got a rough end of the stick again. Nappa is exceptionally good and actually works well in his functionality with Raditz, allowing Raditz to really kind of sit as a second slot-ish unit. I think they should have done something slightly different with his design. Saiyan Saga didn't get enough buffs yet for me, especially on the extreme side. They should have easy-a'd the AGL, Nappa, and Vegeta. Then we would have started to see something really cool with the Great Ape Vegeta. I think that would have helped him out a lot. He's probably going to drop down here. I think he is the worst TUR of the year. I don't think he's nearly as bad as people say, but he's definitely not as good as the other ones. So I definitely think that's there. Trunks is probably here, at least for now. Trunks suffers from the same fate as Pan and a lot of these other units. When they didn't get the perfect banner, I mean, these two link perfectly together. When they didn't get the perfect banner unit, they just immediately are hindered quite substantially. And Trunks is the same. Trunks is a fantastic second slot unit, but Trunks doesn't have a great first slot Trunks unit with Cold Judgment. The best one is the physical LR, who is decent, but do they carry the medal? Not really, no, I don't think so. So then we look at some of the really, 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 really interesting picks, and I think we have to kind of look at them in depth. So Captain Ginyu, I'm going to stick him as the second best for now. The thing that makes Captain Ginyu so good is the accessibility of a large portion of his roster. Yes, he is quite dependent on having Strength, Gildo, and Raccoon, and in Jason Berta do help him. I think Strength, Gildo, and Raccoon probably help him more. His kit is great, and I think it's a future-proof kit. The big thing for him will be whether the Ginyu Force can get any future buffs. Thing is Ginyu will remain strong as long as the Ginyu Force EZAs remain strong. They've already EZA'd both LRs. Yes, they're brilliant EZAs, and his team is very red zone capable. This is a guy who can take 4 free-to-play units into red zone and come out with the dub and make it look easy. That's how good him and his team is. The real question is, how will that persist into, the future? I don't know. But for now, just based on this year, I think he for me, he's here. The reason being, half his team is free to play. I love Ginyu. I think he's great, but some people will disagree with that. I personally think he has to be there or thereabouts. Then we come to some different ones. So this one might shock a couple people. At least I think it will shock a couple people. Don't know what their opinions are going to be. But for me, a unit that catches a lot of flack, but is generally, again, for me, pretty good, is the Martian Vegeta. So I'm just looking for him here. I can never bloody find these guys. Golan Balan. There we go. So Martian Vegeta, I actually think is here. Personally speaking, he got a huge buff with the Bond of Parent and Child release of Trunks and Vegeta. They share 4 decent links, but the big thing is that they activate his full defensive passive. With his 30% damage reduction and him being able to sit in the second slot alongside them, he all of a sudden looks insane. I mean, this guy can hit raw big numbers right off the bat. He can do huge damage. And he actually leads a pretty strong category. Majin Buu Saga will be due for some buffs, I think, in the near future. And he also leads Vegeta's family, which will constantly get buffs. So I like him here. People might disagree with that. I even think he could be better than Cell, personally. Might even be competing with them. I personally just find them to be that way, at least for me. I think if I had to mention... so what's this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10. I think if I had to mention other TURs here, so if we expand this list up to include obviously TURs from outside of 2022, I think Kid Buu and Goku were at the back end of 2021. So I kind of want to throw them in here, and I think we just will, because I think they round out the list, and we'll also throw in the Kale and Caulifla, and I think that's every non-Easy A TUR that's released on global. I think definitely within the last year. No one else here, I think, has released. So yeah, the Goku here I think is good. The thing with Goku is we're talking red zone here. And when you look at all these units, the teams they lead, the abilities they have, their personal passives are great. Goku is awesome, but he does have some slight drop off. His damage is huge, his ramp up time is quick, but his leader skill's pretty not great. I would probably put him in the same bracket as Cell. I think he's very similar in that he can get caught out sometimes, but he is a huge unit, and I think his leader skill is probably at the same level of effectiveness. Kid Buu falls with Pan in that he's an exceptional unit that I think is actually crazy. The health recovery, he can get like 600k defense, I think raw, before additional defense from supers. But his team is crap. His strongest second unit is Physical LR Bootanks, who's aged lovely, but just doesn't have the heat that he needs to compete at this level. And then we get to Kale and Caulifla. Again, a unit that probably falls, I would say, here. They are really, really solid. Their leader skill is pretty decent, but Universe 6 needs quite a few buffs. Rapid growth isn't really there, and Bond of Friendship's got a wonky link set that doesn't really inspire me with how strong it is. I think overall, if I had to rank the top TURs that aren't Easy 8, this is probably where I would lie. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do this list again with the ECAs in them, or if you want me to rank all the TURs, let me know in the comments. That would be great. And yeah, but I think for now, this is probably what I'd rank for 2022 and their releases. I think this is pretty close, but I think I like the way this list looks. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, as always, I appreciate what you guys bring to the table. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.